Welcome to another 5-minute webinar. I'm your host, Adam Jolly. Please be sure to tweet your questions and comments to hashtag 5 minutes. Our presenter today is Gerald Kraft. Gerald, what is your big idea?
My big idea is how to wash a sleeping bag. Basically, when you're warm and comfortable outdoors, you're going to have a lot more fun. The big thing here is when your down feathers become dirty, they lose loft. A loss in loft means a result in loss of heat. So you always want to make sure you keep those feathers clean so that they can loft, and that extra loft is going to result in added heat for you. So basically, like I said, dirt, residues, they build up on these down feathers. That makes it so that the air pockets in between the feathers isn't as great, and when you lose those pockets of air, you lose warmth. So the idea is to keep those down feathers nice and clean so that we can have nice big pockets of air in between the down feathers, which will trap that heat and keep us warm. So the first thing that we need to do is clean the bag. So step number one, what we need to do is close all the zippers, and we want to turn the bag inside out. A lot of newer bags have a waterproof, breathable shell on the outside, similar to like a Gore-Tex membrane. And what will happen is if you don't flip the bag inside out, water won't be able to penetrate into the bag to clean those feathers. So it's really important that you close all the zippers, turn that thing inside out before you put it in the wash machine. So the second step is going to be to make sure that you wash with a clean rinsing detergent. Down feathers actually have an oily, waxy coating on the outside of them. And what will happen is abrasive cleaners, dry cleaning will strip the down feathers of their natural coatings, and it'll make it so that they can't loft as well. So it's really, really important that you use a clean rinsing detergent like Revive-X Down Cleaner, and that you avoid dry cleaning altogether. The other important thing that you want to do is make sure that you get all that detergent rinsed away clean. That said, go ahead and give that sleeping bag an extra spin cycle just to make sure all the detergent's rinsed clean. The other thing that's really important to mention is always use a commercial front-loading wash machine. Agitators are going to destroy that bag. You don't want to use something that's going to have an agitator. And most home wash machines just simply aren't big enough for a sleeping bag. So it's really important that you get yourself a commercial wash machine, front loader, no agitator. So the next step is an optional step, but it's one that we would definitely recommend. You can easily add some water repellency to your bag by just spraying the outside of it with a water repellent like Revive-X Durable Waterproofing Spray. What that's going to do is it's going to cause any water that gets on top of the bag to beat up and roll off, preventing it from soaking through. Once your down feathers get wet, again, they lose the ability to loft, and when they can't loft, you lose that warmth. So it's really important that you keep your bag dry. Adding a water repellent is just going to make it that much easier to keep that bag dry. So the nice thing about this product is you can remove that wet sleeping bag from the wash machine, spray it down with the Revive-X Durable Waterproofing Spray, and then you can go ahead and put that thing into the dryer and finish with the final steps. So the last step is just to dry that thing in a large commercial drying machine. It's a good idea to throw some tennis balls in there because what that'll do is it'll help break up the clumps. What will happen is you'll notice that when the down feathers get wet, they tend to clump together. By throwing those tennis balls in there, what it'll do is it'll kind of bang on the sleeping bag and cause those clumps to break down. That way your feathers can loft and be free and loose, and again, lofty feathers means increase in heat. So the other important thing with drying is just checking the bag periodically. What you'll find is that the outside fabric, that nylon or that polyester, is going to dry extremely, extremely quick. But the inside, those feathers may still be wet. So it's really important that you check on the bag periodically. What you're checking for is to make sure that that outer fabric layer isn't melting. So check on the bag every hour. Machine wash medium a machine dry medium is going to be ideal. And like I said, just check on it to make sure that that outer fabric isn't melting. Once the bag comes out of the dryer, it's a good idea just to inspect it. You'd be surprised to see how many down feathers might be leaking. You might have small holes. The easiest way to fix that is just to put a nice small little repair patch right over the top of it. Tenacious tape actually makes mini repair patches specifically suited for down repairs. And the nice thing is they're just peel and stick. Peel it off, stick it over the leaking down feather, and you won't lose any more feathers. Once dry, you want to store that thing in a nice, loose cotton sack. You don't want to keep a sleeping bag compressed for an extended period of time. Again, it's gonna interfere with your loft. So it's a really good idea that if you're going to store it for a long amount of time, to store it loosely in a large cotton sack or pillowcase. And that's about it. The reason we're doing this is because, like I said, when your sleeping bag is dirty, it can't loft like a clean bag. A loss of loft equates to a loss in heat. So by cleaning your bag, you're going to stay warm and you're going to extend the life of that bag. All right, and for any more tips, we recommend just visiting gearaid.com.
All right, excellent. Well, that's all we have for today. Again, please be sure to tweet your questions and comments to #5minutes. Gerald, thanks again for joining us.